So I thought I'd just pop back here because it's kind of busy with this, and I thought you guys might want to see it. So I'm just going down to the repair menu, and I'm going to fix this helicopter up so I can make some videos of it to kind of show you this map better, because I know when you watch them on YouTube, it's kind of like having tunnel vision, and it's really hard to get a good idea of how big the map is. So on helicopters, you have to remember some numbers here. It's real easy, and that's why I want you guys to have a notebook there on your desktop to write this stuff down, because you'll be wanting to get your first heli, you'll find it, and you'll be wanting to fix it up, and you'll be going mad trying to remember what was going on. But it takes 8411, 8411, 8 auto glass, 4 scrap metal, 1 engine, 1 rotor. So let me see what I can do here. I'm just going down the list, and what I like to do is this is glass number 5. Once you find a vehicle, instead of fixing it up a little at a time, it's better, in my opinion, to build a stash, get a tent, and start storing your parts in there, so you don't feel like you have to race to get a part because you've already fixed part of it up, and you're afraid someone's going to take it before you get back, so you end up staying all night trying to get back to it. I like to go down and with all the parts I need, and I don't really have all the parts here. As I just found out here, but I have most of them, and I've been playing this server, there's nobody here. So I'm going to move some stuff into my backpack. I've taken care of a lot of the glass now. I need an engine part. Fix the engine. And I'll have this fixed before people are coming back online. So your avionics, you'll be stumped to figure out what that is. And avionics is actually your scrap metal. Then you have a vertical rotor, which is has less damage and is in yellow. The horizontal rotor up top, the big rotor, which is 82% damage in red, that's the vertical rotor. And then missiles. And you'll be wondering what missiles is. If it's anything that you don't know, it'll be scrap metal. So I'm missing 1 glass, 3 scrap metal, and a rotor. And I thought that it needed an engine, so I brought an engine part over. And I had a now I got to make sure I save that. Engine, because they're a little bit hard to find. I have 3 of them, but there were 2 Little Bird helicopters, so it must be the other one that needs that. So the avionics, I'm going to click on. I have my scrap metal. I have 3 pieces of scrap metal with me. So the numbers again are 8, 4, 1, and 1. 8 glass, 4 scrap metal, 1 engine, 1 rotor. Now I'm using the scrap metal again to fix up the tail rotor on the right. See what I have left here. There's room on the small helicopter for 30 guns. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 guns, 30 items, 2 backpacks. I have a scrap metal left, so I'll see if there's anything else I can fix. The missiles. And then, for some reason, which is kind of odd, This is not right. It should come up to where I can refuel. Get in as pilot, riding back, gear, DMR, pistol, repair, salvage. There's no drop down menu for the salvage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away and then come back and see if that resets that gear. Nope, it doesn't. It doesn't reset the menu. You should be able to refuel these things from any side. Yeah, that got to be able to refuel it. Now, one of the problems with have with these little birds is the way they were set up. This is the little bird helicopter, one of the smaller ones. I find them the easiest to fly. The Hueys are a lot harder, but faster, and they're armed. So I'm going to get in here in the driver's seat. And one of the problems they had with this, you can see on the left-hand side of the screen in the top left, the fuel is filled to the top. The engine is good, it's green. The rotor is green. The instruments are green. And the main rotor, MROT, needs fixed. So that tells me right there, since the engine or the gas tank is full, that's why it's not allowing me to add gas. But just so you're aware that one of the things that they had on here for these helicopters was that sometimes they need to have 100% of the glass, the rotors, they have to be fixed up to 100% before you can even fly them or turn them on. Which I should have checked here. Q will turn this on. Even though it's not fixed to 100%. Geezer, second thing of the day. Second problem. So there's a mission over here to our left. Helicopter landing. You can actually take the rotor out of that. But I only got 2 clips left. Take a look. But anyway, I like to fill up a truck and run around to my 12 stashes. We'll build some stashes later on down south. And I'll show you the reasons for why to do that and how to do that later on. And it usually only takes me about 2 hours to load a truck with a couple hundred items and run around the map and go ahead and refill all my stashes. And one more note on stashes. I'm going to try to line these 2 guys up so they're following each other in a line. One more note about stashes. He aggroed, so you got to take care of the zombies first. Don't worry about the gear, still going to be there. But one of the things that we started doing on a server, there we go, is we made what we called a community stash. And we weren't the first ones to think of this. Other guys, I don't want anybody to think that I came up with the idea. There were plenty of other guys before me that did it. But what we did is we used it for the new guys. So instead of having to run down south to help the new guy out, if they're starving, if they just need food here and there, we could send them, give them a little bit of help by typing in side chat where the community stash was, and they could feel free to use that. Sometimes we would have a group of 6 people that would use the community stash, and all I ask the people is to give as good as you get. swing by and pitch in and drop off some extra morphine and stuff like that. It also helped us out too if you break your leg in Cherno and don't have can't get to the meds. Saves on gameplay. So we have our hatchet out. We're gonna click on smoke grenade green. Hold down that cursor. The longer you hold it down, your primary mouse button, the longer it will go. Whether it's a flare, a chem light, or a smoke grenade, that's all I can think of right now. It'll cycle through them. You can just click F until you get what you want, and then you can throw it as you can throw it right at your feet if you want. But it does attract zombies. So if you're at the airfield or anywhere and you get one of those military smoke grenades, and these guys just spawned in, you can see that we're back to 5 of them. So I only had a few minutes there, and they spawned all back in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one down there I think is a civilian. So there must have been originally 6 there. Now 5 are all back all over again. The loot will stay the same. The loot will not respawn. You will not get new guns right now. Everything that I just checked there is still the same. But if you are active throwing that smoke grenade or a flare, it will attract zombies. So it's a good temporary decoy for you, or to escape other players. And I'm still testing out on whether or not AI can be tricked by that in any way or not. By a flare from a grenade launcher, grenades from a grenade launcher, or a regular flare, or smoke grenade that you throw by hand. So we're just going to run over the Northwest Territory. I thought I'd show you that real quick. Northwest Airfield, Northwest Territory. This is all the Northwest Territory here. Land of heli crashes. I'm going to get my chores done for the day. And on to the next thing. Just came out of the woods here. I took the helicopter and parked it on the edge of the map. Flew it up to the edge of the map and parked it. So I was running back. I just noticed when you're crossing this field over here, you can see that there's something there. It looks like a gray square rock right above my head. And that's a cargo drop once you zoom in. Just west of the town of Lopatino now, and I'm going to run back. There's a bunch of stuff on my list that I need. Fuel cans now that I have a helicopter, because it takes to be on full, it takes 1,000 liters, and that's just what I suspected down here. Is this car. Let me show you real quick where we're at. We're right here at the end of the road here on Lopatino. There's another mission right here, and I parked the helicopter up to the left in the west. Sun's about to set. But when we zoom on in this one here, this little house at the end of the road, the red house with a shed style roof on it, this is what they call an exact vehicle spawn point. Some vehicle spawn points are 10-foot circle, 20, 100-foot, 500-foot circle. It could be anywhere in there. It could be anywhere in a town, or have 2 or 3 spawn points in a town. This is a 10-foot circle. When you come running by here, it's either going to be there or not. And that's the third red house that I've noticed that has a vehicle right underneath that shed roof. And the shed roof isn't that big, about 200 square feet. So we have another tent. I need a dome tent. The camping tent, as described here, is the camo, sort of looks like a pup tent. Small vest. These guys are aggroing a little bit. Alice pack, flashlight, and a little bit of food. Can of corn and beef stroganoff. Both fill you up and rehydrate you at the same time. The can of unknown, I've never touched one in Dayz. I was told not to touch them because they may infect you, and never have since day one. So you can see the car sitting back there. On that red house, but before we go there, let me show you something here. Well, we have the color down here, you can see. In the bottom right hand corner, you can see I'm a little low on drink and food and water. So now I'm going to eat this can of corn, and watch those two in the bottom right hand corner right here while I eat. Well, only one went up. So now it's making a liar out of me. Now I'm going to eat the beef stroganoff, and they both went up. So maybe the corn doesn't on this one. Maybe I was mistaken. Could be. But there's a few things on here that are exact vehicle points. And boy, he just decided to get aggravated a little late. I'll probably go take a peek at this mission here, but I got to pick up some cans and then some books for base building. Get you guys started on building a little base. Now they got a helicopter to protect, and we'll need the very rare, on this server, very rare padlock. But what I can do at night is take the helicopter up to a place to get padlocks called Devil's Castle. And since we're about 5,000 meters away, 10,000 meter round trip, I'll just take the helicopter up there and go loot up there for an hour or two till I find a padlock. Shouldn't be long. So as I'm running down here, I just want to keep an eye on where this mission is at. You can see right here that my character is facing down this fence row, or fence line right down here. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So we're almost faced by the indicator that we're looking over here. So it's going to be a little hard, so they should be right in here somewhere. But in between these tree lines, they'll be hard to find. But I'll go past that and take a look at it and see what I think. Maybe hit a mission tonight. See you in a bit. Just couldn't resist the mission. I'm under no cover back here. These zombies aggroed, so I had to kill them. So I'm going to have to be very careful here. It's a little bit tougher mission. But it's a stash house where they place a house down in there, and you can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the first one I killed. Took 3 shots. I only have 60 rounds on me. I have more up at a stash behind me, 1,000 meters. But now what I'm doing is I'm looking to see which ones are the most dangerous to me. And this is all part of the tactics that you use in taking down these missions. One of the AI down there has a Bison, which is a 9mm, and I am not worried about him in the least. But I can hear this loud booming sound like a cannon going off. Excuse me. And that's the FN file. That one you don't want to get hit with. So I'm trying to locate. No, 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 no. There's two of them down there. One of them has an M249 saw. That's dangerous. He can put off about 200 rounds in 12 seconds. They're at 400 yards. They're a little bit close too. That I got lucky with. So I really don't want to give these guys any more time than I have to. Oh, slow down and stop. You son of a gun, you. Doing a little wiggle and a wag there. The one that went to the right, I lost track of. So that's not good. So I'm going to get a quick count here. And I got 3 and 1 to the left. That's 4 out of 10. So I got 6 here. And if I stand up, I'm going to be dead. Yep, and this one is right down here. Ah! There was more than 10 down there. There's 12. So this is exactly what I was talking about. I miscalculated. It was my fault. Didn't look around. There's no way that they could have ran and got up behind me. But I had switched to my axe because I didn't look. I just assumed that it was zombies, and they weren't. If I would have turned and not switched to my axe and still had my gun in my hand, I might have had a chance. But there was just time. I couldn't swipe 2 of them. So I'm going to click in, and we are at, trying to think of where I want to be at. I'm east, so I better hit Kamenka. But Balada's better. So here we go, folks. This is what I've been trying to tell you and teach you. Start the clock at 7:06 p.m. Night's coming on. Gear check. 2 bandages, 1 flare. Let's go. Brownlog home. We're at the west side of Cherno. So we've ran up the other day in earlier videos from Cherno. I took you up to the north side of the city there, and we went up that jog by Kozlovka and everything. So we're going to do about the same thing, but I'm going to cut it a little north here. And I really didn't take time to look to see if I probably spawned in with a map and a compass. But I purposely try not to use them as much as I can. Sometimes if I really get turned around or something's just not quite right, or I lost my heading and I just can't figure it out, then I'll go ahead and use them. But I'm pretty confident that I won't need to, because all I need to do is keep the ocean at my back. There's the shore road. The moon's not up yet, so I can't use it. But what I can do is know that the sun is setting in the west. And I have a little bit of a good idea of that because I parked my helicopter way out into the west. And I noticed the sun was setting from very high on a hill. So what we're going to do is we're just taking off. Now there's double power lines on your right, and there's going to be a dirt road on my left. And they're going to cross here, but that's not what we're looking for. Because remember, we have to keep the double power lines on our right. And we also have to pass the inner shore road. So even if you don't know where you're at, that's okay. Just run in the general direction of north until you recognize it. That's why it's important to go slow for a little while until you can start recognizing where you're at. And the only way to do that is to spend enough time in each town before you go running across the map, so you do start to recognize those particular things about a town as the normal everyday things. So there's tons of trees, tons of rocks. All the houses repeat themselves, so it's over and over again with the houses. Hey, guy. So over and over again with the houses. So it all starts to look the same, and it's the same thing in real life as moving to a new town. You won't know anywhere where you're at the first day in the new apartment. But as you find out where the nearest grocery store is, where's your closest gas station, as you drive back and forth to work, in about 6 months, you really start picking up knowing your way around. Plus taking a few Sunday drives, just going out to explore. So now we passed that power station you should have recognized on our left. And we've hit the T junction that we just ran in the earlier episode. I'm going to have to make a few minor adjustments to my run, because I don't want to run, for the guys out there, a button hook pass, an L shape where you run up where we were the other day and then have to cut 1,000 meters left. I got to get to my body as fast as I can so I don't lose any gear. So I'm constantly, because I'm going to cut every little corner here, I'm going to constantly recalculate where I'm at. Like I say, I've run this quite a bit, so should be okay. So I'm going to cut every single corner to save on time, to make it a bit quicker. And the other thing is like they say, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, but also you're burning less calories. I want to make this the shortest run in distance that I can in meters. And here it's starting to rain, night's coming on, but we still got, I'd say we got a good 30 minutes, so I can make it back before total dark. But if I could make it on a straight line at 8,000 meters, I'd rather do that than 9,500 meters, because that extra 1,500 meters is more calories and more fuel I need, and I don't have any food on me. And I also don't have any water on me either. So just 2 bandages and the flares. I'm thankful for them, but hopefully won't need them. The other advantage of this is you're actually not at a disadvantage necessarily running with less gear. In some ways you are, but you're also giving yourself, besides that disadvantage of having less gear than if we geared up in town, you're also giving yourself an advantage, because I didn't spend any time wasting time looting. I didn't come in contact with any zombies. So the less time that I spend in contact with zombies, the less chance that I have for an injury or bleeding or anything else like that. So I know when I go down here into town, let me think, I'm trying to pull that back, and this is what's going to happen to you. You're trying to pull those references back into your memory and shake the cobwebs off. I go down into the town to my left, and then I have to turn right up over that ridge, and then I run through Porgovo. But at that time, I'm going to have to turn left, because I'm over by Patoshka. My body's actually west of Patoshka. So There are no AI on here. There's only, oh, there's 5 players now. There was 3. Now there's 5. There were 3 of us on there, and one of the players just asked admin, what are you shooting me for? And he said, no, he said that may be AI, but there's 2 new players on board, so I wonder if these guys decided that they're going to come online and start shooting. So I want to avoid all these zombies right here. I don't want to aggro too many of them because you can actually get yourself tripped up. One hit from these zombies can take anywhere from 500, 2,000, 3,000 blood points off you, depending how good a wallop they give you. And I've been hit in the back of the head by a zombie as I ran by him. And they can knock you clean to the ground and sometimes knock you unconscious. Then they just wail away at you until your body comes back to life, until you come back conscious again. And how long does that take? It could be 5 seconds. On some servers, it's 2 minutes. It depends on what version of the game you're playing and everything. So now we're below the brown log home with a well. Won't be needing that. I think I had drinks on my body. But I was close to 2 towns, so it wouldn't be that much further of a run to get to these 2 towns. Now for a drink of water or food. I can always abandon the mission temporarily. And I think we got about 37 minutes to restart. Or maybe an hour and 37 minutes. I can't remember. They might have a 4-hour restart on this one. Every server's got a different length for restart. Some are 2. Very short player versus player. There's a reason that they keep them down to 2 hours. Because you spawn brand new vehicles every time. So some are 3, some are 4, some are 6-hour restarts, which is nice. Looks like a square rock in front of me. Nope, that's a hay bale. Double check, yep. So now we're coming up to that ridge here that I told you to go over. And I know that Green Mountain is right in front of me, and there should be that tower there, the red and white striped spire, I should say, or tower. It's just not rendering in right now on my graphics. And that's what really, there it goes. Now you can just see it. That's one of the things that really screws you up. So I try to tell people, don't go by specifics, just go by generalities. Because I did the same thing my first couple months where it was really, really spooky at night. Because I could have swore on the eastern side of the map, I could see a glimpse through the fog and the dark and the rain and the clouds of a castle, and then it was gone. It's like I swore I saw a castle. I know I saw a castle. So you run over there and it's just not there. And then I was like, that happened about 6 different times, about a week apart. And I thought, that is strange. I'm 6,000 meters from Devil's Castle. So there's no way it could render in on a rainy night and everything. Here it was another ruins, another castle that I didn't know about because I hadn't visited it yet. So it really tripped me out and spooked me out at night. Another funny little thing is I kept asking people online or in the game, in chat, do you guys hear that? Because I swore at sometimes I heard classical music playing. So very faintly, but it was only sometimes when I was playing this game. And here they have in-game music. I guess I didn't have it turned down all the way, so my surround sound headphones were slightly picking up on, I guess, some music, but not others. And it was just barely enough that you swore you heard about 5-6 notes from a classical song, and then it would just fade, and you're not sure if it was real or not. It was just so light. And that adds to the spooky part of the game. And then admin adds some stuff in like that, and the game developers did too. Is when zombies, on some servers I always liked it that when the zombies are behind you walking at night in town, it sounds like someone is breathing right over your left shoulder, about a foot from your ear. Yet when you turn to look real quick, there's a zombie there, but he's 30 feet behind you. He's not breathing right on your shoulder. So they kind of adjust that to add to it, because the whole theme of this thing is you're in your own scary movie. And trust me, some servers, some versions of the game take it to the extreme. They want to make it as spooky as possible, and at night it's hard to get through. So now we still kept this tower at Green Mountain on our left. There's Porgova down there at the church at the end of the rainbow. So I'm recalculating. The Patoshka is to the left, because when I run down there around those orange set of trees down there, I have to go down there and to my left, and then Porgova is still on my left. Now I got a tricky bit of a thing, is I got to get to my body on the opposite side. I'm running right to the mission, and I got to get to my body on the opposite side. So as you can see here, it drops off down into a town on my left, and we're still in that big valley. So if you need to remember them, remember the big ridge, and then the big ridge. Once you cross the big ridge, that leads to the big valley. So if you can remember that, and we crossed the first big ridge. We're still in that valley. We just happen to be on the west side of the valley. And I can tell which way I'm running, because you just barely see the sun up there through the clouds. So I got to get to Patoshka. It is now 7:20 p.m. I started my run at 7:06 p.m. my time. So we're 14 minutes time on the run, 14 minutes plus. I can get a measurement off this later on. I know Cherno to the northwest airfield is, I already measured it, is 9,100 meters. So this might only be 7,000 meters. And to work that out in how long it's going to take you to run somewhere at top speed when you're in full health, is you can actually measure 2 points on the map and time yourself running. And I know at this version of the game, top speed, full health, I average, or I can just barely get in between 395 and 400 meters per minute of run time. As long as I'm not going up a hill, and as long as my character doesn't get severely out of breath or dehydrated. Your character runs faster when they're fully healthy. So it's important to drink and eat along the way. And I wouldn't recommend first timers to pull this off, to say, well, I've been playing the game for a week, so I'm just going to take off running. Hope everything works out. And I won't need any food or water either. If you get turned around one time and get off course 1,000 meters, that's 1,000 meters over, 1,000 meters back. That's going to make a big difference, especially towards the end. In the beginning, when you have plenty of food and water, it isn't that much of a difference. But towards the end, when you're getting extremely low on water, it will make a difference. So now we're still technically in the big valley. It drops off to the next valley on our left. You can see the sun up there above my head, just through the clouds. And I know we're at the gas station. This gas station is an exact vehicle spawn point right under the roof. Not out in the field 100 yards to the left or 100 yards to the right or somewheres around here. It's right there. So I was fixing up a truck for that other guy. There's a truck right there, a nice off-road truck. Those go pretty good. The car we found underneath the other shed roof. There was a car I found earlier, and I fixed up a helicopter today. So because I'm running, it's not that the fact that these are all, there's just vehicles everywhere on every server. Vresnik Hill would be over to our right. So it's not that there's just vehicles everywhere. It's just that I cover a lot of ground. Now, you can cover a lot of ground in a vehicle and use your first vehicle to go find another vehicle. Use any vehicle, even if it's a bicycle, because you can cover a lot of ground. You can also search a larger area quickly for heli crashes. And heli crashes by bicycle is something you're just going to have to experience. It's quick, it's quiet, it's deadly. You don't alert other players, and you can have somebody sneak right up on you while you're looting at a heli crash. Between all the zombies moaning, it's hard to hear a bicycle coming at you. They're almost perfectly silent. So I know on the map where my location is, and I just learned that over time that get your exact location. Some maps will show a red death skull on your body. Other maps will not show anything about your body. They're, pretty much find it on your own. So you learn over time when you run these missions to constantly have an awareness of where you are at, where you need to go. So we passed the town of Patoshka. I was on the north side of Patoshka, right south of Vybor, because I actually was running into Vybor, and that's Vybor up there. And we can tell it's Vybor by looking for, if it renders in, it's going to take a little while, up there on the right, but it'll render in the smokestack up there. But I also want to make sure that when we get back to my body here on this last little leg, I don't want to run into the same 2 AI again. And that's the standard dress that they have for the AI, called a bandit uniform. I also do not want to pick up any stragglers that I don't lose of these zombies, because I don't want to. I have nothing to fight them with. I have no melee weapons, no morphine. Oh, I better go around this way. Did I leave a truck down in there? Nope. Must have been another server. So I was up on the hard pack. So now we're back to the hard pack and recognizing the surfaces and everything. The ground you walk on, the trees, the buildings. There's more than just the buildings to mark as a landmark. And and a tower and everything. Using the electrical lines. And then I know that I was on a hard pack, and I can hear it below my feet right now. And if you look way out there above my head right now, there's my body. There's a couple bodies out there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle in a semicircle here. I don't run all the time to my body. Down there somewhere is the house. And usually by the time it takes you to get up here, it's 7:26, so it's been 20 minutes on the nose. There's 2 guys that I'm going to have to worry about. If I can get my character to do what I want. So I got zombies on one side of me. I got the stash house down there with these guys gunning for me. I just alerted this guy because I went too fast. But I recognize the hard pack. I don't know why I'm whispering, but... So I've never crawled away from a zombie. I'm not sure I could get to my gun or not. Nope. Oh, maybe he did. What's he gonna do? What you doing there, buddy? I need to get to my axe there, friend, without dying again. Can you let me do that? If I can... Ouch. Ouch. Okay, now I'm bleeding, but I made it. And I want to keep my eye on the horizon because I have to stand up now. Now I'm going to use my mirrors because these two guys, I killed one of them, so one of them's still around here. Lay back down. That's my backpack. So open up gear. And you'll learn this art too. You need to grab everything in 20 seconds. I'm going to move this down so I can take 2 of these if I can. It's no big deal if I don't get that. It's going to take me a little bit longer to get that. Add the back. Can't do that. There. Now this is new. It did not give me my DMR back. But this guy has something on him. He has a DMR. I thought that's what it was sticking up there. And I will need his painkiller. I don't need his... I need his painkiller. Don't need the knife. Well, that was actually very lucky that he had the same gun I did. Which he would have had his own gun and a couple bandages, so it doesn't matter to me. It's just the preferred weapon. I would have took an M4A1. And as you can see, it is 30 minus 6 is 24. 24 minutes we're back in my body, back at the mission. No map, no GPS, no compass, no food, no water. My temperature is dropping because that's one of the tricks of this is during certain activities your body temperature from laying on the ground dissipates really quickly, but we're in need of a drink. So I shall measure that later on and let you know what the measurement is. So everything's calm now. I'm going to eat. Now you got to be careful here because sometimes these AI will get stuck running in circles out here, chasing like the zombie that's behind me that keeps respawning. 2 of them keep respawning at the shed. It's a pig. And I don't know, usually by the time you run back 10-15 minutes, they've gone. I got 1 dead AI up here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down there. It's a count of 6 from the count of 10. I'm starting to shiver now. Not shiver, but shake because of pain. So you need the painkillers. That'll drive you crazy trying to get that. I need to get a clear shot. The girl down there, she's got a rifle with a wooden stock. She's got an M14 on her. And he's got a DMR, I think, or an M24. So the first guy was a sniper. And I need to see her again. Got plenty of more ammo, but I'm shooting like I got a bunch of more ammo. I'm not very good at leading these guys here. They are worked up and running back and forth. About 400. So I got to pull back. There, the guy with the M249 saw is down there somewhere. There's something laying down there, but out in the field. But I can't say if that's him. It's too dark clothes to be him. But now that I fired from here twice, they know I'm here. I've got to get out of here before he comes running up behind me too. So what you want to do now is he may come jogging up over that hill like they did before. And they managed to cover 400 meters pretty quick because they were behind me. But they might have been part of an original 12 that were already out and about working the perimeter. So what I need to do quickly here, just a few more seconds. A few more. Gonna find the fattest tree I can. I'm gonna turn around and hope he's following me. Just check. Couldn't get my axe out fast enough. Would have rather taken him with my axe. Come on, I need the right gun here. Quick, guy, quick. Come on. Well, I was kind of hoping that one would follow me out here. By the temperature, you can only see one chevron going down instead of two, so I'm not losing temperature as fast because I'm not laying on the ground, and I just ran a little bit. So... oh, that is a... yeah, buddy. Oh, now he starts to run. And of course, any noise will attract the zombies. Switch back to 2, 2, 2, 1. It should be switching weapons for me a lot faster than this. So they're right down in there somewhere. They're walking real slow, but I am so bad that it's the bullets taking time to get down there. So I gotta be at 600. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got her. Got him in the head. Maybe I'm better at this than I thought. So I want to press T to hold my breath here. And that, this is the guy in the field. This is the guy in the field. There he is too. Right past me there. Her, I should say. So I think that was 5 of them. I'm really getting on myself, getting upset for losing count. It's constant counting. Because now I don't know how many are left. That was 4 on the last go around down there. There was 1 there. So what I need to do is, since most of the fighting is over, I'm going to take my heat pack, or right clicking on it, get under cover a little bit in case she was with somebody. Then I'm going to right click on all these half filled magazines, and I'm going to recombine, and you have to reload. It's getting dark. So I know that there's zombies up here with a shed. Now I can search these guys. So I gotta be a little quick about this. And one of the 2 zombies that I just killed over here that ran over to the tree I was just at respawned. So I want to keep these guys down. I said one of two because there's only supposed to be two there, and sure enough, there's four. And now I've done enough shooting. Now I want to change position a little bit here. You never want to fire too many rounds from the same position. They'll peg you. I just don't know. I'm going to run the warm-up anyway. So I never go straight into the mission, although it is tough not to. Very, very difficult to restrain yourself. And this is a tactic that's super effective. It's going to take me some graphic work to show you how to use it properly. And I've given it to some of the new guys to kind of test out on my techniques here for doing this. And they seem to really like it and have adopted it pretty quickly. I just want to make sure. Oh, that's that enemy chicken. That's a spicy chicken. So, just a joke there. I joke when I get nervous. So I want to make sure that I can get the cover if I need to get the cover. I don't want them to know whether it's AI or players. I want them to still be looking at my last position. So you got to constantly be changing on them. On the servers with more aggressive AI, they will start to hunt you down from your last known firing position. Then they will fan out from there and start scouring, because that's what they're sort of programmed to do there. It's the cow. Uh-oh, what's behind there? Now I gotta catch my breath. I can't really hold still enough, and I don't want to be standing up gawking over that way. But what I've learned from this is when you look at these AI through scope or binoculars, it's hard sometimes for players to know if they're dead or not. And it's still hard for me. Last week I had one that was still alive on me, and it was pretty shocking. But if you can see the full roundness of their head, their skull, then they're still alive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they tend to poke their head up. But when they're laying down like that and they're prone, their head and shoulders will be sort of up. And if you can see make out a full round head, like from their neck up, just not the side of their head and everything, then you need to immediately hit them again. Now, if I was working on a team, and I have to circle around with the sun in my face, which certainly didn't help. The sun's starting to set now, so it's changing on me. So I want to take a look at these guys down here. It's getting hard to see. When you have glare like that, one of the tricks is, see all the glare? Half the screen is light, half is dark. Look down, like looking through your eyebrows. It's one of the things that is used. Your head is down, but your eyes are up at the top of the screen, and you can use that in real life. It's a hunting technique for cutting glare. And then we're going to come around here and just see. And at this point, I really don't want to die again. I don't know how much time. I want to say we have maybe only an hour and 9 minutes till server restart. It says a weapons truck is crashed. The other thing is, I'm talking to you guys, I didn't check here. There's a little bit of a mistake here. You have to have it say the mission has cleared. The computer has to clear the mission. Sometimes the vehicles won't start. Sometimes they do, but I'm not going to stick around to find out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9. 10, 11 were the 2 up in the field. And that, my friends, is troubling. There were 2 up in that field. The last girl I killed, the first AI I got with an axe, were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But the other thing is, 2 is 3 of them. They just starting to despawn. There's only 5 left now. See the 5 on the right? None on the left. So the only ones down here are these 5. And these were probably 4 of the last 5 I killed. Oh. This vehicle is it working? Yeah. Didn't think I could turn the wheel to the right. You don't want to let the AI lay down with a weapon and accidentally shoot you and shoot the vehicle that you want to get, because they'll act as if it's not even there. I think we're okay. So be careful here. Here's 3 more DMR mags to the cause. I really don't need that DMR. I have 5 already. This should be the M14. Just recognize its shape. Don't even need anything off of him. Check backpack. Little G36 with a 24 slot backpack like I have. I've been shot a couple times while looting. It's not fun, but there are. Oh, there comes the flies all of a sudden. Where the hell were they before? Yeah, there comes the noise, the animation already. So, check guy coming through. Alright, so that's just another mission. This tape is going long, so I'll have to cut it here. It could be an hour-long tape, this one here, I don't know. I'll be back. I'm going to drive this over and go ahead and talk to admin here who's down in the left-hand corner. Ask me if I have my hero skin yet. I'll see you in a while.